My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Good morning and good afternoon. And today I am doing something very different for my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. I have been asked by Linda Fennessy, who's here. Welcome, Linda.
Hi, Anna. Nice to be here.
Thank you. So Linda has called me on the carpet, and she sees how I like to hide. And I don't show my face, I don't show up. And I'm this kind of, how would you describe me?
How would I describe you? One of the kindest, best coaches I have ever come across, who doesn't really like to be seen. So it's a kind of,
Oh, but that's actually, I just saw, okay, so she said she's going to interview me and I have to show up and she's going to ask me these questions. So I showed up, but I just saw something. What makes me a great coach is it's never about me.
Yeah, it's never about you, but people need to know who you are so that they know to come and seek your help or seek the reflections that you can give them so that they can help themselves. So it is wonderful that when you're coaching, it's not all about you, but you need to show up in the first place so people know you're there.
It's true, but I do see, I just saw for the first time the asset. It's like, okay, I could increase my capacity to be seen and not seen. But one of the strengths of me being a coach is that it's not about me.
No, it's not about you. It's never about you.
Yeah.
And probably even in everyday life, it's probably never about you. You tend to feel things from your heart. And I love how you're doing this, Anna. You're actually flipping the table so that now you're interviewing me about you, and I'm not going to let you get away with that. So nice try.
Busted. I'm very good at that.
Yeah, but so am I.
All right. So, okay. So take it over. I'm going to relinquish control.
Yeah, so all this, don't like to be seen and advertise yourself and let you know, or let people know that you're out there. To me, to my mind, that's such a pity because there's so many people out there need help at the moment, and I know you're one of the best coaches that would be able to help someone. But I wondered what got you into coaching?
What got me into coaching? I remember I was studying with Richard Strozzi Heckler, who headed Strozzi Institute, and this was 28 years ago. And I remember him connecting with people and people being seen and heard. It was the most beautiful feeling to witness somebody being seen and heard. And I thought, I wanted to do that. I wanted to see and hear people. I remember people, it felt like a dried earth or something that had been watered. It's when attention was brought to them and care, it's like they started to bloom.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm hoping that you're recording the video on this too, yeah?
I am, so it will be seen.
That's good because I hope people, when they're watching this, noticed what you just did.
What did I do?
To find your answer, you closed your eyes and you went inside and you dropped into your heart and you brought the answer out from in there. And from my observations, that's how you connect with your clients. Are you aware that you don't do it from the intellectual side of things, that you do drop into your heart? How does the process work for you? As she does it again.
I think, I know. It depends. I'm noticing in my life at this point, I'm slowing down and I'm going more and more to the heart for my answers. And I do have to close my eyes and remove myself from everybody for me to find my answers, what's true for me. And so that's why I close my eyes and go inside. I don't know how to do it yet with my open eyes.
No, that it wasn't a criticism. It was just an observation.
Yeah.
How does that feel when you connect with your client? If you just
Well, I don't know their
Can
experience.
can I just interrupt a second? Can you just let the heart expand? Because I'm feeling everybody's looking at me. So can you just winch your heart and allow that to expand?
Well, what I feel is just pure love.
Yeah.
And deep peace.
And how do you see your clients? Doesn't matter the problem. How do you connect with your clients in that way? Can you explain how it works? Or is it something beyond explanation?
I have to check myself when I'm with clients. And what I have to check is make sure that I don't have an agenda. Not trying to fix anybody. Not trying to help them. And do I see the person? Am I feeling love and wholeness? And do I see them that way too? Because that's the truth of us. When I remember, then my ego gets a hold of me and I forget for a second.
Yeah, we're all human. We all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was one of your clients, what could I expect when I first meet you?
Probably what I just did in the beginning. Let me ask you 10,000 questions and make it all about you. Try to understand what it is you really want.
Yeah.
You know, not the intellect, but is there something deeper that you want? Something in your own heart, like with my clients, their heart, what do they long for? And can I hear it? Not a lot of listening. Sharing what I see. It's pretty simple.
It's also pretty special in a world that's so noisy, especially now, to be heard and amongst all that noise, just to be heard and to feel that you've been heard, listened to and understood.
You know, it's funny that you say that because the other day a client came on and I realized for a second I hadn't really heard her. And we were meditating and we stopped. I went back to where she was so I could really hear her. You know, it's like the point isn't that I'm doing this coaching call. The point is that she started sharing something with me and that she was struggling. That was the point. And I did. And once I did that, you know, it's like that's the whole point is can we listen to each other? Can I listen to this person? Can I hear them? And then can they hear themselves? Can they find their own wisdom?
And you don't hear it with your ears, do you?
I used to. I'm learning how to listen to it from my whole self and where it touches me, my whole body.
Is it mainly online you work, or do people come to, some space that you've got especially for it?
Well, this is the special space right now. You're seeing it right here. One day it'll have a sofa. most of my clients are on Zoom, but I also like phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I don't like to be seen. It's about the hearing and the listening that's so important to me. And sometimes it's easier for people not to be on a video call because it's safer when you don't have the eyes on them. They feel safer. It's a lot of energy to be seen, to be vulnerable.
And I feel as if I'm going to ask a coaching question now, because what does that mean then for you, to be seen, to be vulnerable?
It's very tender. It just feels very tender. And I know that there's a beauty in that tenderness. There's, my love of the gene keys, the 36 gene key is about tenderness. And it goes from weakness to, I think, equality, that we're all this tender part of me is in everyone.
Yeah. So what do you feel called to do with all this tenderness?
Got to go inside again.
That's where the answers are.
I don't know. I mean, I want to come up with one thing. I know it's to share it. Like, I really do love helping people. I love seeing the beauty of people. And the kindness. And I love people doing what they love and living a good life and having good relationships. Like, I just think that's really cool. And if I can be a contribution to that and support them in some way, that seems really meaningful to me, to make a difference in their life, to have somebody who walk beside them to help them. It's kind of like a kid riding a bicycle, until they can get off and go on their own. But there is something so beautiful about seeing people.
But you do know, in order to be able to help all these people that you really like to connect with and really like to see the beauty in them, they have to know where to find you. They have to be able to see you, or else how would you help them if they didn't know you were there?
I have a lot of great stories about that. You're right. They have to know where I am. And it feels very vulnerable to be seen like this. And you're right. I have to be known. People have to be able to find me. They have to say, oh, this person resonates with me.
Yeah.
And this is one way to do it. This is probably the most straightforward because I can feel my awkwardness.
No, awkwardness, but I can feel your authenticity and your integrity from all of this. And I hope that anybody watching or listening to this can feel the same. And that was the point of me saying to you, could we do this? Because I can see that in you. I think you can see it in yourself, but it's like you're shy in showing people it. You don't want to. It's a kind of catch-22. You want to help people, but you don't want to be seen. But you want to help people, but you don't want to be seen.
It's true. It's true. I mean, it really is a catch-22 because I'm not special. I'm just a human being. I've done a lot of work on myself, and I'm committed to my work. I'm committed and devoted to it. And I've learned a lot. And that makes me special because I've been for, God, 28 years, I have been devoted to expanding my consciousness, to seeing more.
And I disagree that you're not special. You are special. I think we're all special, and we all have different gifts, talents, abilities, natural ways that we want to connect with other people in the world, or don't, as the case may be. But other people need to know of that specialness and that existence of it, and they'll probably feel drawn to it like a magnet and not even realize why. So the whole point of this was to get that energy, that feeling from you, the person that I see, just out there so that we could all see it and everybody can share in it. Because, technically, I quite like to keep it for myself and not tell anybody. Works well for me.
You like our calls.
Yeah, that's not the purpose of you having all these gifts.
No, I would say the one thing that I do believe is special about me is I listen to people.
Yeah.
I think, and that's a rare skill. And it's one that I keep wanting to cultivate to a deeper level.
And how I would describe is that you listen to people from the heart. You connect with them from the heart. You go to the inside, as we've all seen on this video. You go to the inside and you connect with their inside. You don't connect with what they present on the outside and how they've managed to navigate life so far, because the reason they've come to you is that's not working quite so well at the moment and they need a bit of help finding themselves again. But you start from that position. You start from seeing them whole and complete and well. And as far as I can see, you help them get back to that. Not that it's gone, you help them realize that that's who they are, that's where it is in the essence of them. And you connect essence to essence, beyond this human experience.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the gene keys and meditation. Is that generally what's included in a session with you, that maybe there'd be some meditation, maybe you'd look at their gene keys and what that means for them, or do you do it intuitively, or do you set out a plan or something like that?
It's all intuitive. I like to use the gene keys because what you just said, the essence of who we are is inside of every human being. And what I've loved about the gene keys, it shows where we get caught in our intellect, which is part of the 3 principles. Mm-hmm. And what I guess the other thing that I'm really good at is the energy. I can feel where people are blocked, or when they're in their swirlies, or where they're telling a story because they're afraid. There's constriction. So one of the gifts is that when people are stuck, it's because there's an emotion they don't want to feel. And my gift is to be with all of it, just like I see all your colors of the rainbow. It's like I can be with every emotion in the universe.
Yeah. And I would also say that you nudge people gently along, but you never push them. And you instinctively know if they're ready or not ready. And you would never push them into an uncomfortable way to look at themselves, or even if they're not ready to look on the inside and see all that. You'll give them a few nudges, you'll give them a few hints, but you'll never push.
No, I don't force, but I do have sometimes people say things that are such BS that I burst out laughing because it's so funny to me what they say. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like this one client came in and like she had the biggest heart in the world. It's like, what do you mean you don't think you have a heart? It's like it comes in, it's so big, it's like your head's trying to stick behind it.
Yeah, that actually sounds like you, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the system of color I used to work with, they all had numbers in relation to the colors. Now, very quickly, you don't know that I've done this, but very quickly, when we were speaking earlier, added up the numerology of your name, and it came to 26. And in that system, that relates to the color orange. And there's lots of different meanings attached to orange, but the one that comes to mind for you is healing from shock and trauma.
Oh,
And that's the gift that you've got in relation to your name, to help create those circumstances that people can heal from shock and trauma that they've had in their lives. And they say that when you have a shock, the soul kind of jumps slightly left out the etheric gap, and the orange would gently just shove that back into place and get people back into balance again. And I think that sums you up. I think that's what you're named for.
The other day, somebody said, what did she say? It was about trauma and healing. And that I realized that I'm such a safe place for people, that they get to heal in relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like kind of something that's going on, is that here's this human being that they get to feel safe with, and they learn how to trust another human being again.
Mm-hmm. And there's no judgment. No judgment from you at all.
Until I get human. I mean, I'm not perfect, but like I have I'm pretty accepting. Like that's, ask my daughter, like one time in her life, she lied to me about something. I'm like, why? I let you do everything. I know everything that's going on. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. But then we are human,
Right.
But in a session with a client, it's slightly different from everyday life.
Yeah. But I don't, you know what, Linda, one of the things that I really like about myself is I'm not different from my clients. I'm starting to move from this place. Whoever I am is whoever I am, wherever I am. And I like that about me.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not this dramatically different person when I coach versus when I'm with my kids. Like, it's not like it used to be, but it's not. The gap isn't that big anymore.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So where can people find you then?
They can find me on my website, www.annascott.co. They can find me on my podcast. They can find me on my company I've co-created with Molly Lynch, Exquisite Being. And they can find me at annascott.co.
Yeah, and other opportunities for like discovery calls and to find out if you're a good fit with someone, or
yeah, I always figure I'm like ice cream. Until you taste me, you never know if it's the right thing. Like, they gave those little sampler spoons.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, this is a relationship, and I always love meeting somebody and just seeing them. So I always give a complimentary discovery call.
Is there anything you would like to say that I've not covered? Because I didn't come with a set list of questions. We just wanted to see how this would unfold.
I love working with people. I love helping people achieve what they want. I think it's remembering who they are. It's always an honor. So thank you for doing this with me.
You're welcome. I'm glad to have done this with you. It's been fun. And it's been really interesting, just uncovering little bits of you. And there's so much more for people to find out. So I hope they get in touch soon, because I would definitely recommend you as a coach.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda,
and a human being too.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Linda.
Yeah, thanks, Anna.